Alright guys, on today's video, obviously I'm going to show you how to change a tire on a Porsche Cayenne. So, customer's got a flat here on the front tire. As you can see here, it looks like probably hit a curb or something like that because it's got a big chunk of rubber out of the sidewall. So, we'll go ahead and do the emergency brake first. Open the door here, and in the center console, you'll see the P button for park and brake. Pull that and you'll see the red button come on, and you'll also hear the parking brake come on. Then open your rear hatch as I've done here, and lift up your carpet, your back flooring department here, which just lifts up like this. And then you've got this little rod here that'll go and prop, like a prop rod, and it'll hold that floor up. Sometimes it'll have a little string with a hook, and the hook will come and latch up here and hold it for you. But here's your spare tire kit, has your jack and all the stuff that you need in it. It also comes strapped in, but I've already unstrapped it to try to speed up this video a little bit. And basically just lift this styrofoam kit out. This has your air compressor in it, has your key for your locking lug nut, has the eye for the tow hooks if you had to get towed, has your factory tire iron, which is a 3/4 inch socket end there, has the ratchet for the rod that goes to the jack here. So you would put this rod like this, and then this ratchet on like this, and you would ratchet it, and the tool or the jack would go up, right? Also, this little round cylinder shape here for this jack goes into the jack points that are underneath the vehicle here. So if you look under here, you see this little plastic thing here, and it has that. You can use a regular floor jack on that and lift it, or you can use the factory jack and it goes inside there. And there's also another one in the back corner down there. So anyway, we'll get this kit out here, get it set down on the ground over here. All right, we get our factory jack out, and customer kind of parked on a little edge here, which isn't ideal for these types of jacks. The socket size, or the lug nut size rather, and socket size is 3/4 inch. You can see it fits in there nicely, and well, it'd probably be 19 millimeter, but I'm not using metric. And then this is 17, it looks like. Okay, yeah, let's see, 17, right on. Okay, let's see, be my cameraman. Okay, so alright, so get this underneath, right? Get it over to your thing there and kind of raise it up so it'll lock itself in. And then I'm going to use this impact to raise it up. But if you were going to use the factory tools, to get this jack up, you'd have to put this on like so, and then this on, and you'd have to go like that forever, which I'm not going to do. So if you got an impact or a drill with a 17 millimeter, like I do, make your life easier, and send it. Alright, now we'll go ahead and get our lug nuts off, which, like I said, we're going to need this keyway for this locking lug nut here, right? And we take our 3/4 or our tire iron. This is our tire iron. Let's say we're going to use this factory stuff. Put it on there like so. Definitely do it before you lift the car off the ground, or it'll spin like this. I should have showed you better than that, but I'm using this impact, so I'm so used to getting it off the ground. But you know, definitely break them loose before you get them off the ground. Otherwise you'll have to give them a good kick jolt like that and hold the tire at the same time. Like I said, I'm using this impact, so I'm just gonna run them off. I'm sweating to death out here in this Florida heat. Alright, there's that locking lug nut. That's what that looks like. See there? And then there's the key for it. They go together like so. Okay. Alright, so wheel is off. Set it to the side. Then what we got to do is get our spare out. Alright, so what you want to do next is get your air compressor here and get it ready. You'll see the step-by-step instructions here on how to fill it with air. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it also shows you how to put the fix-a-flat in there as well, and where to plug it into and all that stuff. I'm not going to use this particular air compressor. I've got my own, but you know, this one plugs into your little access back in the back there, and then here's your hose, and it screws onto your valve stem and pumps up your tire. Okay, like I said, this is an inflatable tire. Also, this is your little alignment tool here, right? So you take that and screw it on here, right, like so, and that'll line your wheel up when you put it on there. I'll show you that here in a second. Alright, so we come to the back and grab this spare out, right? You got to undo this wing nut. If it's too tight, get you a wrench and get it off. Sometimes they're bound on there a little bit. So grab that and get it up and out of here. Grab this.
Can you put the old tire back in there too?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't put it underneath, but I can put it on top.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can move the stroller back. I can put it in the backyard. So
okay. All right, perfect. All right, and so here's the spare, right? And you can see it doesn't have air in it. It's an inflatable, collapsible spare. That's so you got more luggage room in the back here, and they can, you know, you can fit more stuff back here, and you have a bigger gas tank, and you still have a spare. So that's Porsche's solution to a full-size spare and lots of luggage compartment. All right, so anyway, get this tire, this rim and tire out, right? You got to set it flat on the ground and unscrew the valve cap, which I already did, and I don't know where I put it, but I'll find it. But anyway, set your PSI on your air compressor. Well, you can't set it on this one, but if you're going to use this one, you're going to stop at 51 PSI, which is what the rim says right here, 51 PSI. So I'm going to be using this Milwaukee compact inflator from Home Depot, and I'll set it at 51 PSI. And then screw it in to the Alright, screw it into the valve stem and pump it up to 51 PSI. Now, just like a bag of popcorn has to lay flat in your microwave, this wheel has to lay flat on the ground. If you try to mount it onto the vehicle and fill it with air, it won't inflate correctly. Also, if you try to inflate it with a bigger air compressor than the factory air compressor, and nothing, you can't use anything bigger than that. It has to be equivalent, like this little guy, right? If it fills up this tire too quickly, it won't inflate properly. So you got to use these little air pumps. Okay, 51 PSI, here we go. like I said, you can't lift this up and put it on the car yet. You got to let it pump up completely flat on the ground to 51 psi before you can lift it off the ground and put it onto the vehicle. This kit also includes tire chalks if you wanted to chalk the tires up so you didn't roll if you're on a hill, wrench, screwdriver, things like that. I don't know what that's for, to be honest with you. And then we know what this stuff is, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this stuff back while that's finishing pumping up, and then I'll put the flat in the back. You want to put it in there? Okay. Alright guys, and then to close this up, press the button here. Alright, and that'll close your hatchback. And all done. So we'll go ahead and unscrew our hose from the air compressor to the valve stem and show you guys the valve stem cap, right? So this is very important you don't lose this thing, because not only is it the cap for it, right, like so, right, but it also is what deflates the tire, so that way it can re-collapse and go back in the back again for reuse. So you would turn the valve cap around, and then you would be able to unscrew the valve needle inside there, right, that's inside the valve stem. And if you unscrew that, it lets all the air out very quickly and will allow you to collapse your spare and put it back in that luggage compartment back there. So it's very important you don't lose that cap. All right. So now that our wheel is all the way filled with air, how it should be, go ahead and lift it up, set it on that alignment tool, slide it right into place, kind of jiggle it so it goes over the hub here, and then just take your lug stud and thread it in by hand, like so. The next one, you want to make sure they go in by hand nice and easy. If you're having any difficulty, it means it's being cross-threaded, and you want to back that out and try again. So unscrew our little guide here. You can buy these also if you don't have one online or at AutoZone. Just convenient to have if you're going to be changing your tire often. Now I know they say you can't use an impact on these, but you can. You just can't impact the hell out of them. So you can put them on with an impact. And I would show you how to do the factory tire iron, but I already put it up, so I'll do this last one. I was gonna do it with the tire iron, but I already put it up, so we're gonna run this one back in and move on to the next call. Alright guys, well I hope today's video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, drop me a comment, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye now. Oh, don't forget to release the parking brake. You gotta press up on that little P button in there. Come in here, press up on it or down on it. Yeah, it's down on it. And then when you drive, it'll go off. Alright you guys, there's the finished product. Change tire on your Porsche Cayenne. Looking good, ready to roll. Got all the bolts on, nice and tight. Got the locking lug nut on there. Got the valve cap on there. Everything's packed in the back. She's ready to go.